Hey guys, how's it going? Just doing a quick video update of what I've been up to. It's been about 2 weeks since I last put up a video, which was that DR650, the light protector. Anyway, we're coming up to the middle of bloody winter here in Australia. So it's getting a bit bloody, it's been a bit cold and a bit wet. The rain's been really good actually. All the lakes, everything's just bloody topped up. That drought that we had a few years ago, that's well and truly long gone. It's hard for the international people talking about weather in Australia, you know, and it's very different because Australia is so bloody large. The weather up there and down here, it's all totally different. So here in Victoria, which is down the bottom of Australia, it's bloody cold for us. If you were in England or bloody, I don't know what, a cold part of, or Canada or bloody, I don't know, somewhere in America that's cold, I'm sure you guys are gonna bloody tell me, you idiot, you should know this. You would be going, it's bloody hot. But for us, this is cold. Anyway, I'm bloody blabbering on. So I've been mainly mucking around with the with Brutus. What I've done with all the interior lights, I've changed them all to LED lights. We had well actually Nay was told this by one of the car yard guys. He did it to his four-wheel drive. He changed all his all the interior lights. Now in this Jeep, there's 2 lights there, there's 2 lights there, another big light up the back, then there's a light down in your footwell. So if you leave a door open for too bloody long, it drains the battery, and I had it happen once. There's even another light in the bonnet area. It's really good. I mean, it works well, but when they're the old type bulbs, it just drains the battery. So anyway, we've changed them all to LED lights, and I tell you what, they work an absolute bloody trick. They're a lot brighter. And you can leave the bloody doors open as long as you want. It's not going to drain the battery, so that was a really good thing. What else have we done? I've now got a fire extinguisher, a big first aid kit. There's reasons for why I'm doing certain things. I've been mucking around, working around, trying to think whether I should deck out the back and have certain spots for everything, but every time I look at it and trying to work it out, I just come back to the idea that the back area just needs to be wide open, and that way I can pack it for particular ways, or sometimes I don't need to have a big ass esky in the back, so pee it off and put a little one in there, or don't have one, or whatever. So for the ease, I'm just leaving it open. I've got for the back window, so when I'm towing the trailer, the big concern was that back window breaking. So I've ordered a Perspex. I looked at trying to make it, and I went to Bunnings, and they've got Perspex, but there was nothing that was actually, the sheets were just too small. So then you had to do special orders, and by the time I ended up looking around, and I come across this guy. It was a place in Bendigo, and they actually make it to spec, and they have all the attachment things, and it's not going to be any more than $250. I'm waiting for him to give me a call. I'll take the Jeep round there, and he'll measure it up, and then he'll just cut it out and have it all bloody done. So I thought $250, save that back window. That way I don't have to worry about putting any special bloody things on the trailer to stop rocks. And I mean, I'm not worried about stone chips hitting the Jeep or the trailer. It's a 99 bloody Jeep. Who cares? It doesn't matter. So it's just a fact of actually busting that back window, the inconvenience of it, and obviously you'll have a shit full of bloody dust in for the rest of your trip, and then the cost of replacing it. So that's what I've gone with that. What else have I done? I think that's about it from the last. I'm trying to remember what I did last time with the videos. I've got little bits and pieces up here, like the little radios and torches. I'm tinkering around and playing it. I enjoy doing it, so So that's basically what's been happening with this. I've had an idea hang on, before I go into my idea, I've got a bit of footage of a little friend that we have at the man cave. I'll just show you that now. Hey guys, we just thought we'd give you a quick little look at a little friend that we have. We've actually seen that it's a spider we're talking about. Nay had noticed the little round ball nests the other day, but there was no spider with it. There's one there now, and it's the famous Redback Spider. You see him there? Actually, I should say she. I'll just zoom in on that. So those white ball things are her nests where she's laid the eggs. And you can see, if I just go around a bit there, you can see the red marking there. And obviously they're a very distinctive looking spider, apart from the red, obviously. But yeah, that's Big Mama. And we don't want to get bitten by her. So that's the famous Redback Spider. You know, here in Australia, we don't have anybody bloody dying from bites from those, but they're all over Australia, I think. Very common thing in backyards. They mainly love being outside. They don't normally go inside. I've never seen one inside in a house. But yeah, they love being outside, and so you can see this one's just on the edge of the man cave. It's not way in. It's out. And the main thing is it loves metal. As in, if you've got old corrugated sheets, you know, out in the backyard, or anything bloody metal that it can get into, that's where you'll find them. So, I mean, we grow up here in Australia. We grow up knowing that, and if we're picking up bloody bits of metal, you know, we're always, you know, you're not constantly thinking about it all the time. It's just obviously when you grow up with something, it just becomes second nature, and you're just cautious of stuff like that. So. I mean, it being there, it's not a problem. We won't kill it, we'll just let it go. Those, the egg sacs will have, I don't know how many bloody spiders, I'm not an expert at it, but they'll pop out and they'll just disperse and piss off and make their own way elsewhere. So there you go, there's a little insight into the Redback Spider in the backyard in Australia. Well, there you go. So that's our little friend that we've got there. We'll just keep a monitor on him. I actually did a quick look up on it, and those little egg sacs, apparently they have up to 250 spiders coming out of them, so that'll be bloody interesting. But more than likely we won't even get to see it when it happens. Alright, so the reason where I am, I'm north, about 25 k's north of Bendigo, just in a national park, and what I'm doing is I'm about 100 k's into mapping out a track, and my idea is, I haven't committed to it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it, because I've already spent money bloody just in petrol bloody driving around trying to find tracks and stuff like that and interesting ways to go. But my idea is that I want to do a dual sport ramble, and I'm calling it dual sport ramble because ramble means a relaxing walk in the countryside or something like that. So the whole what I want to actually look, I've just got to where I wanted to bloody be to tell you about what I was doing in this bloody ramble track. Where the hell can I go? There's a nice little spot here. We'll just pull up here. Go, that'll do. This is where I've gotten to, and I've done about of the thing that I'm doing. I'm just over the 100 kilometre mark, and this is the thing where you get out and you go down different tracks and places. I've never been in this area before, and it's like I said, it's only 20 k's from Bendigo, and I've come across this place, and it's like bloody motocross heaven. We'll get out and I'll tell you what I'm bloody doing. Okay, so my idea is to do a group motorcycle ride Most probably have about 10 people come along. We'll use the Jeep. I'll obviously go on the DR650. So it's a dual sport ride, and it's basically, you won't be any further than about 70 k's from Bendigo, and basically we're going to make it so it's a big circuit and going through all the national parks, and there's just heaps of them around Bendigo. But then when you're getting from one national park to the next national park, I'm basically trying to find the way to do it staying on the dirt. And what it does is it takes you through all the back roads and all the old farm, or not the old farms, just the farms. And it's an interesting ride, and it's interesting to see what you bloody come across. And then every now and then you get bloody places like this. I don't know if this is picking it up, but this is just obviously they've turned it into a motocross bloody track. It's most probably been here for ages, and just young kids and guys and whatever just come out and they've just been dicking around out here and just created this. And yeah, it's funny how many bloody different places. There's actually, I'm calling this motocross heaven. There's another spot that I've already found, and it's it's not purpose. It's like an old digging area. It's got like a dam at the bottom of it, and I'm calling that the Crusty Demon Pit. So I'm doing this track, and it's going to be just 2 days, heading out from Bendigo, and then just following through, through the tracks, and then the long dirt roads. And I'm keeping it so that it's not single trail stuff. It's not bloody hardcore. There are little spots like this along the way where that if you want to, muck around and get a bit hardcore, you can. If you're happy to just bloody potter along. And we'll do it so that Nay's gonna be in Brutus. She'll follow along at the tail, and it'll be bloody fully supported. And then I've yet to get to the first camp spot. So I'm thinking on a Saturday we take off in the morning, not too bloody early or anything like that, nothing crazy. And we head out and we have morning tea, and then we have bloody lunch. I'm thinking this is lunch here, so we can set up lunch and everybody can just play around in here while we're doing that. And then we take on to the next, and then until we get to, and I'm thinking it's going to be Melville Caves, which is a pretty cool spot actually, and they've got a campground there. They've got toilets, and that'll be our camp place. And even though we're so close to the towns or Bendigo and the little towns, the way that I'm taking it is that you'll feel that you're kind of like out in the middle of bloody nowhere. And then once we get to the camp place at Melville Caves, I'm dribbling along, I know. And then we'll wind our way through more national parks, which is Tarnagulla and places like that, and then head back into Bendigo on Sunday, most probably afternoon. So I think it's going to be in total about 400 k's that we do over the 2 days. And I think it's going to be for people like me that are new to motorbikes, or getting back into motorbikes. I suppose, if you all, for those guys that do know how to ride really bloody good, but all they want to do is just have a bit of a relaxing ride for a change. Now I've also done, because I'm a crazy bastard and I like to do all these bloody stupid things, but I'll show you this. What I've done is, what I'm out doing is creating, it's actually corner by corner. You can actually follow this, so you don't have to worry about a corner man system. You can go at your pace. So you just basically follow this, and that'll get you to each point. And then there are stops where we do a meetup, and it tells you that, yeah, stop here, wait for everybody to catch up, and then we do whatever we're doing there, and then we bloody take off again. So that's what I'm basically doing out here, is just mapping it so that you've got a distance, so you can just hit your little trip meter, and it might say 1.5, so 1.5 kilometres you're going to have a turn left, or you're going to go over a main road, or whatever, shit like that. So a bit like I suppose a Dakar rolly thing, but not full on. And then I'll most probably at some stretches will do a cornerman system for people that haven't done or been on something that has a cornerman system. We'll just throw that in the mix as well. There you go. All right, I better continue on. I've got to head up here, and there's a track called Skylark Track, and that's my next track to follow down. All right, I might see you a little bit further on. Well, there you go, guys. We're on Skylark Road. Cruising along, just checking out the bloody, some of the great bits of scenery. I mean, most of it's just bloody wooded stuff, but I'm the only bastard out here. Can't hear nothing except for birds and stuff. So, yeah, I wasn't going to talk too much about that ride that I'm looking at doing, but as usual, I get a bit bloody carried away. I haven't put anything on Facebook about it, but basically, yeah, I just like to organise a small group of guys that'd be interested in coming for a ride for, do it for 2 days, so it makes it easy for people, that work. So we take off on the Saturday and be back in Bendigo on the Monday afternoon. Not make it too late, because people have got to get back to wherever they've got to go from Bendigo. Would like to, as always, throw some money to the charity. So I've been talking too much, bloody. Throw some money to a charity, and Royal Flying Doctors, you can't get too much bloody better than them. And I see that, they help everybody, and they're helping the people that are in the places that, people that are watching this are like me, I suppose, and they like getting into the outback and remote places and stuff like that. And that's the very people that that they help. So we most probably look at, I don't know, $50 donation to throw to the Royal Flying Doctors, and then most probably, I don't know, $100, $150, maybe $90. I haven't worked out what the costs are. It's not going to be much, just for the food, and most probably put a bit of money, $10 or something, towards the bloody the petrol. So yeah, might be only $100, but that'll give you your breakfast and morning teas and lunches, and your dinner, drinks and nibbles and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, when we get close to the camping one, we'll stop off at one of the towns, and everybody can grab whatever grog they want if they want to drink at the campsite. So the idea is, making it viable for just the average Joe. You don't have to have a big outlay of bloody money, and have a bit of bloody fun. Who knows? We might end up doing other ones where we go into different areas. We might have it so that we do a bit more of a single track type of ride. We might do ones where it's sand orientated. For those that want to get a bit of practice in it, or give it a go, and try and do it in a safe manner with other people there to help out, and get some pointers off people for doing it. And if we did something like that, we'd map it out so that it was a slow progression. We wouldn't just jump straight into deep sand or anything like that. So just depending on how it goes. I mean, people might not want to bloody do this ride. People might come on it and think it was a bloody bore or it was shit. Then we just don't worry about doing it anymore. Yeah, it's fun. I like doing all this kind of bloody stuff. Keeps the brain ticking. Keeps you young, I reckon. Alright guys, I think I've crapped on enough, and obviously, sorry, most probably looking at about late August. That way the weather will start to warm up a little bit. Won't be so, you know, so cold when it's bloody camping overnight. Anyway, alright guys, I'll be back in touch about that ride, and who knows what the next bloody video will be. Actually, it might be out on the DR650, because I'm doing all this in the four-wheel drive, but then I've got to come back through on the bike, because it's a whole different experience. And also time factors and all that, I've got to make sure I get that all correct. Oop, we're at a junction. What do we got? Old Tom Mine, walking track. 2.5 hours return. I ain't walking for 2.5 hours. Alright, what's this? Oh, okay, I'm plugging. Alright guys, keep on riding.